Greetings from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. My name is Reed Moon, and I have served as the preacher for the Zillionople Church of Christ for 27 years. I am very appreciative to Vern Bissell and for his team for this opportunity to share with you at the Science Literacy Conference in Malibu, California. I, too, am greatly troubled at how so many of our Christian colleges and universities seem to have abandoned the normative reading of the Hebrew and Christian scriptures in regards to creation. I also serve as the chairman for Creation Science Fellowship of Pittsburgh and as the conference coordinator for the International Conference on Creationism, the ICC. I'm very grateful to have this opportunity to share with you a little bit about the history, the scope, and the contributions of the ICC. The modern creation science movement can be traced back to a watershed book called The Genesis Flood by Dr. Henry Morris and John Whitcomb, written in 1961. In 1980, a small group of scientists in the Pittsburgh area came together to form what would be called the Creation Science Fellowship of Pittsburgh. And it was soon seen that a conference was needed, a conference that would encourage original research in support of the development of a young Earth creation model of origins. A leadership team was developed. A rigorous peer review process was developed and put into place with area editors and sub-editors. It was codified in what came to be known as the Technical Review Manual of the International Conference on Creationism and the Author's Manual. Next, the parameters of the conference were set, and they would be 5 areas of science, including the foundations of science, earth and planetary science, astrosciences, life sciences, and social sciences and humanities. In 2013, we also added engineering and applied sciences. The vision of the ICC is to invite creation scientists from around the world to submit summaries of their scientific research, which would support a young Earth model of creation. After passing through an initial review stage, those scientists would then be asked to write a full scientific paper, which would then enter into a rigorous peer review editorial process. Those papers that made it through this process would then be invited to come to Pittsburgh to present their papers at the ICC. They would have 1 hour to present their papers, which then was followed by 30 minutes of Q&A from their colleagues, iron sharpening iron. The ICC was designed to provide a conference forum for a rigorous development of a young Earth global flood creation model. This purpose manifests itself in developing both the biblical and the scientific models. The first of the ICCs were held at Duquesne University in August of 1986. And since then, scientists have gathered to present papers in 1990, 1994, 1998, 2003, and 2008, and most recently in 2013. Taken together, the ICC has published 175 authors and 304 scientific papers. Coming now to the usefulness of the ICCs for the modern creation science movement. We can trace 3 ways that the ICCs have been most helpful. The Technical Review Committee of the ICCs developed a rigorous peer review process that has now become the template for other creation research groups. The peer review process developed by the ICC is a quantitative approach, and that allows reviewers and editors to assess each paper in an objective manner, assessing the paper's methods and materials. Secondly, the ICCs were the first to define and classify creation research in a manner that allows for a pathway to rigorous develop specific parts of the creation model of origins. This means that we could mark our progress. Finally, the ICC has served to gather together the world's premier creation scientists in a collaboratively friendly atmosphere to sharpen one another's thinking and research. Going on to the specific contributions that the ICC has made in developing the creation model, I'd share 4 of them, although many more could be shared. First is the development of a young Earth model for the Earth's magnetic field and its reversals. This has been a major first step in the complete explanation of the Earth's history within a biblical framework. This work has been performed by Dr. Russell Humphreys, a research physicist from Sandia National Laboratories. Secondly, there has been a rigorous development of catastrophic plate tectonics, and this has proved to be a wealth of implications for the creation model. The catastrophic plate tectonics model remains the most rigorously peer-reviewed and used geophysical model within creation research. It explains within the biblical framework how continents and great oceans were formed. Catastrophic plate tectonics was developed by Dr. John R. Baumgartner, formerly of the Los Alamos National Laboratories, now retired. Dr. Baumgartner is the world's leading expert in 3D mathematical modeling of the Earth's crustal and inner structure. Thirdly, scientists at the ICC are mapping and quantifying key characteristics of creatures and plants, known as baraminology, taken from the Hebrew word in Genesis for kinds. This work allows for the determination of those kinds that may have survived Noah's flood and repopulated the earth. Baraminology provides a quantitative approach to find the pathway to the post-flood kinds. The founders of this field are Walter Riemein and Dr. Kurt Wise. And finally, in an unusual way, the ICCs have provided part of the assessment of the water vapor canopy model, which eventually led to its demise. It was shown that the amount of water required was too far beyond the realm of providing the proper environment for the biosphere. The temperature profiles required would have boiled the Earth's surface, and as a result of this modeling, much of it performed at the ICCs, the water canopy vapor model was abandoned by most creation researchers. Thus, the rigorous mathematical and scientific efforts of the creation model of origins progressed to a more stable model. This is how good science should be performed. In addition to these technical papers, the evening sessions also provide for well-known scientists to come and to present their work to a more general audience. These are free and open to the general public, and a wide variety of speakers have presented to the evening sessions, including Dr. D. James Kennedy, Dr. Duane Gish, Mr. Ken Ham, Dr. Paul Nelson, Dr. John Baumgartner, Dr. Steve Austin, and Dr. Russell Humphreys, just to name a few. These have served to help the general public grasp the facts about how science supports the normative reading of the Bible, and specifically Genesis. In conclusion, the ICCs are recognized around the world as the preeminent gathering for the technical collaboration on the topic of creation science. The ICC brings together the world's top scientists for a technical conference. Its intention is to provide something for everyone, from entry-level presentations on various topics in creation science to the highly technical peer-reviewed symposium with planned rebuttals and discussions. The research published in the proceedings of the ICC is quoted in a wide variety of creation literature today. Hundreds of people from over a dozen countries have attended the ICCs over its 27-year history. I want to thank you for this opportunity to share this snippet of what the ICC is all about and how it supports God's Word. On behalf of the Board of Creation Science Fellowship of Pittsburgh, I would like to extend to you this invitation to investigate our website at www.csfpittsburgh.org and the ICC website at www.creationicc.org. We're currently planning the 2018 ICC, and I would like to encourage you to make plans to come to Pittsburgh to take in this very unique scientific conference that supports God's Word. Thank you for your time and attention to this very important subject and its impact upon our shared faith. May God bless your time together to His greater glory.